From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Now the sun is back out after yet another rainy, stormy morning for parts of eastern Oklahoma. Not everyone saw those storms this morning, but that's been the trend we've been on for, I think, 4 or 5 days running now. Morning storms, afternoon sunshine. We're doing it again today. Gathering place, a popular place to be. Temperatures are warm, but the humidity value is way up there. Dew points getting into the mid to upper 70s, pushing us back into the higher end of the muggy meter. Pretty miserable from a humidity standpoint, especially as those temperatures heat up. That's really going to start to push those heat index values back into summer-like territory. Of course, the last several days we've been below normal, but we're starting to trending away from that in the days ahead. Still some lingering showers. Southern Pittsburgh County, Latimer, LaFleur County, those will continue to move east over the next hour or two. It's been pretty soggy down south. We're about to dry out. I want to show you the statewide view. Temperature-wise, you can see obviously the cloud cover, cooler, relatively cooler weather on our side of the state. But you can see that area of low pressure, that counterclockwise flow here. It's already in the upper 90s in southwestern Oklahoma. That's where it's drying out. There's actually a fire threat down there where they haven't had a lot of rain in a while. That warmer, hotter air is going to get pulled up out ahead of this area of low pressure in the eastern Oklahoma this afternoon, help crank up the instability with a pretty strong jet stream in place. There's a lot of ingredients in place that we would often see kind of on a late spring setup, which is why there's a concern for severe weather later today. So temperatures 70s where there's been rain, 80s around the metro, already 92 in Norman. And so the heat index factor where those temperatures are a little bit higher, some numbers not popping up, that's where it's still cooler. But where the sunshine's breaking back out, heat index is quickly climbing into the 90s. If we recover enough, southeastern Oklahoma in particular, McIntosh County, Pittsburgh County, heat index could go over 105 this afternoon. That's going to depend on how quickly the clouds clear. Clouds stick around, those numbers could stay lower for you, which is obviously what we would prefer, but there will be some heat stress issues building. Now, as far as the severe weather threats go, this evening, really starting after 4 p.m., 5 p.m. through about the 10 p.m. hour. Storms near Highway 75, near I-44 to the east will have a likelihood of, if they develop, they will likely become severe. Large hail, damaging winds are the main threats. The tornado threat, I mentioned this earlier, the last several weeks of storms, the tornado threat's been, non-existent. Really hasn't been an issue. It's still low today, but we are looking like we're going to have some supercell type storms that would produce some rotation. So a tornado is not out of the question with 1 or 2 storms later today. So we're mainly quiet through about the 3 to 4 p.m. hour on the timeline here. 4 to 6 p.m. is when we expect to see the first storms fire, maybe just north of Tulsa initially, and then those will shift near and east of I-44 through the evening. After about 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight, most of them are moving off into Arkansas, and then we quiet down for the overnight hours. So we'll put it all together here on Future View. Again, some clouds are going to filter back in. So I've got low 90s in the metro, mid to upper 90s south, upper 80s north. That's cloud cover dependent. Cloudier spots will be a little bit cooler than that. And then watch what happens between about 4 to 6 p.m. Here comes that initial development to the north, also around, say, Grand Lake in northwest Arkansas. And we may also see some storms, kind of secondary area, form south of I-40 in southeastern Oklahoma. Notice how these have kind of that discrete nature to them, kind of off on their own. That will lead to those supercell characteristics, and that's why there could be some rotation or even a tornado warning or two with a couple of these storms. They won't all produce that, but there is that potential. Then after about 10 to 11 o'clock tonight, those are marching off to the east. The overnight hours were mostly calming down. Tomorrow morning, we'll start to bring in some slightly drier air, and then we'll have a more pleasant Thursday and a quieter Thursday ahead of us. It looks like tomorrow, for the first time in several days, we won't have morning showers and thunderstorms. So stay weather aware this evening. Our crew will be on top of it for you, but severe weather threats are there. Thursday, not too bad overall, and then we get back into that pattern of morning storm chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with more heat building back in over the weekend.